Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to session 5 now of Vaesen Behind the Masks. So, welcome to Blake, Jared, Sharon, and Chip. Let's kick off where we left it last time. So, Agatha, Adelaide, and the good doctor were in the house speaking to Elsa and Alonso. And Severino, you were following Matteo, who had bolted out the back door into the woods because the good Dr. Bennett was probably pushing him a little bit too hard and wanted to see the toy.
That's debatable. I think I was plenty patient with him. Get the damn toy.
That's right. Give me that damn doll, you silly boy. Okay, so Severino, let's start with you. So you're following
Yeah,
Matteo from a
I'm not
distance.
like right behind him. I just sort of keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't like fall over or trip or get hurt or anything, and just keep an eye so we know where he is.
Well, it's cold, it's wet, it's miserable out here. It is autumn and it is still raining and it's getting towards the later afternoon, so it's actually starting to cool off. And you can see up ahead, Matteo kind of runs through the tall grasses alongside the stream bank and then starts to scramble up a tree. And as he does, he kind of reaches up to a limb and scrambles and slips because it's wet. He's
All right, I race over and try and grab him before he falls, or
yeah.
I can.
He sees you, yelps, scrambles up a little bit harder. Give me a vigilance roll, please. Okay.
Ta-da! Nothing. Hang on, I can push, can I?
You can.
I will push. I haven't pushed yet. Excellent.
So what condition would Sir like to take? You can either be angry, frightened, or hopeless.
I'm a bit frightened. I'm worried if like the doll's toying with me, it's telekinetically weakening me or something, or
Okay. So as Matteo struggles to climb in and get away from you, the doll almost drops from his grasp. And at the last second, he leans down and snatches it. In the meantime, for a second, it dangles right in front of your face. And then he pulls it up out of your reach. But that little thing inside you kind of has a light bulb moment.
okay.
And you hear this voice in your head going,
"You pertinent little imp.
Okay.
and then Mateo's up in the tree and he's looking down.
I'll say, be careful. I just don't want you to slip and get hurt. We'll have to go. You can stay up there for a bit, but we'll have to go back soon. It's getting cold.
Just leave me alone.
Well, I'll take a few steps back, but I'm still sort of within sight.
Okay. He will hold fast at least for a stubborn amount of time for a 5-year-old, but yes, you guys can soggy out there together for the moment. So the other three of you, you're in the kitchen. You've got Elsa and Alonso.
Mr. and Mrs.
Bernardus.
If you just give us a moment, we need to discuss the best course of action. I think we've got quite a bit of information, and I guess I'll usher the other two maybe outside, out front.
Probably to the barn where it's dry.
Sure. No, into the rain.
Into the rain.
With me undercover, but them not. No.
Very chivalrous.
Yeah. Adelaide doesn't go for that.
I love it.
No, to the barn. And I think I'll say, well, my immediate assessment is that the boy is in a bad way. He's malnourished, potentially dehydrated, sleep deprived, and at his age, the long-lasting effects of these, they could already be taking effect. So I don't quite have an answer for what to do, but speed
Well,
is of the essence.
I don't know about all that, but that doll, it looked at me. Its eyes moved. I don't know if any of you saw it, but it's something foul in that doll. I think the doll's to blame.
Yes, I did not see that, but I do believe that this doll seller might be someone of interest. It does not seem to be a usual trinket.
Indeed. Doctor, do you think we have time to go and look into this doll seller, or should we risk separating the boy from the doll
How long?
on medical grounds?
Out of care, on medical grounds, I must steal your doll.
Sorry.
I'm just looking at my notes. He got the doll a couple of months ago, or he started acting strangely, and there was the whole visit to the market. That was a couple of months. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
If the boy's been suffering from this severe lack of sleep for that long, he could basically have an incident, have an effect from this at any moment. Really, to be honest, it's quite miraculous that he's got the energy that he still does. Having said that, I definitely do agree that with Miss Agatha that the doll merchant should be contacted, if nothing more and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but if there's any sense of if there's any contagiousness or any dangers from proximity, he could very well be a victim as opposed to the culprit.
It sounds like maybe we need to do that after the fact, though. Like maybe I don't know. Maybe we get young Severino back and engage him to grab the doll and remove it to a safe place while Miss Hartwell and I and the parents sort of try and mollify the boy and see how he copes after it's removed. We can look into this doll fellow once the dust settles.
Yeah, Matteo is definitely the top priority. And we sort of joked about it in chat, but would I have some kind of method of some kind of way of potentially pacifying Matteo?
Oh yes, baby. You look at your bag of tricks. You've got laudanum, you've got opium, there's milk of poppy in there.
Perfect.
There's plenty of things for you.
All perfect for a 5-year-old boy.
Yeah, totally safe and without any sort of contraindications at all.
Yes.
I mean, there's ether. It's not very safe, but
Yeah, I was going to say laudanum
relevant
is
in the
slightly
time.
safer than which is not saying much. Perhaps a drop of laudanum in the child's milk might ease the tantrum. It always worked on young Adelaide here.
Well, I still don't mind a
Yeah.
little bit of laudanum, if I might say so. But
One for me, one for the kid. I do think. Was there anything that Elsa mentioned that he likes to drink? I know he eats sweets still. But does he? Have we seen him drink milk or?
Yeah, he'll drink milk most likely,
Yep.
or most commonly.
Yeah, so Dr. Bennett is not fazed by this at all. It's probably not. He'd be like, yeah. Obviously, I will need to get the parents' permission. I will need to get the permissions of Mr.
Bernardus.
But I do think that would probably be the simplest method, as opposed to whatever psychological trauma may come from trying to part the boy with a doll physically.
and then I guess the question is, what do we? I I guess out of character, I wonder how we would research or decide this. But how do we what do we ask Severino to do with the doll once he removes it? Are we having him run it to the nearest furnace and throw it in, or are we removing it to our premises to study it further in the library? Or
No, it's
Yeah,
too small for a
easy.
firing squad.
Depends on the bullet.
Can we get some nutcracker toys to do a firing squad or something?
I mean, I think if we don't destroy it, we should probably remove it to somewhere where we can study it, whether that's back to Venice or somewhere locally.
Yeah, I was leaning towards either study it or deferring to someone with more experience. I sort of looked to Miss Hartwell if she knows more.
I cannot say I am knowledgeable about
Yeah.
possessed dolls.
The old Cthulhu mythos skill's got nothing listed in it, so
Just had that kind of aura to you, I guess.
You could go the cleanse it in holy water option.
It's true if it is actually a possession, although I don't know if Dr. Bennett would believe at this moment that that would help. But yeah,
well,
studying
surely the library would be our best bet, because we could, compare it to anything in the text, look at the characteristics of it, the knowledge that we have of it so far. Maybe while somebody else goes and gathers more info on this doll seller, if we can, to hone down the search for information.
sounds
There is
Good plan to me.
surely something at the villa, at least, that could assist us contain whatever
Exactly.
creature or
And even the other Vaesen that, are around the grounds, their response to it might be telling as well, if they if they're afraid of it, or however they might respond. Could be interesting. So it sounds like we're fixed on the plan to wherever Mr. Guarini got to, we'll call him back. Or was it does he still go by Private Guarini? I wasn't quite sure. Fetch him back and outline the plan while we also get the parents on board.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
I'll go to speak to the parents.
Yeah, I'll come and help speak to the parents too. I sort of can be quite persuasive in my own way. We'll let Miss Hartwell sort of put on the umbrella and boots and head out to the retrieve Severino in the rain.
happy to do that. Or tromp out, following, assumably, a very muddy path of footprints.
I wouldn't
At
say
this
very
point.
muddy, but it's a wood path. And you've got little parasol because, ladies don't use umbrellas. They use this little tiny parasols, which are hugely ineffective against any sort of rain that comes at an angle. But suck it up, princess. Away you go. All right, so let's go with Dr. Bennett and Adelaide. Let's focus on you two first.
Yeah, so guess we'd approach. I've forgotten their names though. It's Elsa and
Elsa?
Alonso.
I know,
I keep want to
Alonso.
think Anna is my natural association.
I
for
know, right?
Elsa and Alonso. And their surname was
Bernardis.
Bernardi.
Bernardi. Mhm.
And the correct term would be Signora and Signor.
Signora
Oh.
and Signore.
And Signora. Yeah, I'm not going to get that right, but anyway.
No,
yeah,
that's okay.
I try to do that. Bernardi, look, we want to talk to you about Matteo and, the steps we think we need to take. The good doctor here will tell you about why we're, part of the reason why we're so concerned for his health. But look, I'm really very convinced that this strange doll is to blame, and I think we need to separate him from it so that we can clear him of this possession, curse, whatever it is, and so that we can take it away to study it and learn more. I'll let the doctor tell you more about how he plans to help Matteo deal with that.
Yes, well, you were right to call on us when you did. And I will explain the malnutrition, sleep deprivation, and Yes, we believe that his current illness is directly linked to his contact with the doll that I believe you, Mr.
Bernardus.
bought from a merchant. We will need the details, any details you have on that merchant, but phone number, last known address, but
Pigeon Loft. Sure.
yeah, but yes, more importantly, as we all witnessed, young Matteo seems very strongly attached to the doll, and I would not advise taking it through physical force. So as such, I plan to administer a small dose of whichever the least morally horrible of those drugs you mentioned is.
It probably is laudanum.
Probably laudanum. To the young boy, obviously a small dose. It'll simply feel like going to sleep, or even just calm him down, basically soothe his nerves, and then we will take the doll from him.
Wait, is my boy going to be okay?
I'm not. This is like
Look,
lady.
he isn't
Adelaide can
okay
answer
now.
this.
He isn't okay now, Senora. We need to intervene. Or things are just going to get worse.
But it's
Stoll
a-
is making him sick.
It's
We
a
need to.
doll. It's a doll.
It's
comfy.
trust us. We have our ways of seeing into these matters, and this thing is haunted by something most foul that is draining the very life from him.
I think at this point,
Oh,
Dr.
Dio
Bear
mio.
is taking gloves out of his bag, and he's like, "You haven't had any physical contact with the doll yourselves, have you, by any chance?"
Elsa looks at Alonso. She's really struggling with this idea, and you can see her hesitate, and then she'll look at you and go, "No, I haven't." Alonso
That's
would
good.
have when he bought the doll, but he
And-
gave it
And
to
you've
Matteo
not had
very quickly.
any symptoms, Mr.
Bernardus.
Any discomfort or similar symptoms to your son?
Alonso just shakes his head. No, I haven't. No.
Good. Yes. Take me to the milk. Or whatever. Flash cut to drugging a child.
Well, we're going to get the others. Are going to get him back.
Yeah.
Yes. In the meantime, you can get your glass of milk and put in your 2 drops of laudanum into it, and have some cookies ready for
And
the
Lady Adelaide will just
child.
be reassuring. Oh, it's really is the best thing. Like it's trust me, it's for the best.
I have it all the time. It's perfectly safe.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not addictive at all. Okay, Severino, you are standing a couple meters away from the tree, or probably more than that, maybe
Mm-hmm.
several meters away from the tree. You're just watching Matteo. He's kind of huddled up on the fork of the branch in the trunk, and he's got his knees curled up and his arms wrapped around. And Agatha, you're coming up the path.
Gilsa will come up the path and she will say in her most strident tone, "Mr. Guarini, Matteo, enough. Inside now before you both catch your death of cold."
So, well, Matteo, it's best not to upset Miss Hartwell. It's yeah, not a good idea. I hope you get down. We'll go in, and we'll have some cakes or some milk or something. Get warm. Get out of this cold, hey? I'll help you down, eh?
Matteo he wants to go. You can see it. He wants to go, but he's so hesitant. He's just, you got to promise me something.
Well, what is it? What's wrong? What's up? How can we help?
You don't touch my doll.
Me? I wasn't going to touch a doll. I was just going to help you down the tree so we can go back. It's cold out here. I want to go in. Come on, let's go.
Matteo looks at Agatha for a second. There's suspicion in his eyes, but the cold wins out, and he scrambles down as lively as he scrambled up, and he slides down through that tree like greased lightning and lands on his feet at the base of that tree. You can tell he's done that tree hundreds of times. And he looks at you, Severino and Agatha, and he cuts a wide path around you and then goes on the path and runs back towards home.
Well, that was easier than I thought. All right, let's get in.
He's been out there for about 40 minutes. He's cold, he's wet.
Yeah, I figured so.
Like, it's hard for an adult, for a 5-year-old.
Yeah. Miss Hartwell, are you okay? You handling all this strangeness well?
Quite fine, young man. However, the child is not.
No, he desperately needs food and sleep. Although, in that respect, I know how he feels. But, well, we'll see what we can do, eh?
And we should at least get out of this rain. I was not kidding about the death of cold.
Yes.
In.
Pick up the pace and head back.
Yep. So you walk back in. Theodore and Adelaide, the back door opens, pushes the door open, and in comes a very sodden young 5-year-old boy with the wooden toy in one hand, and he looks very miserable and cold, and he's shivering. And he looks a bit sheepish as well.
Hopefully, I'm sort of leaving room for the mum to run in and wrap him up in a blanket and dry him. I'm going to, take that over.
You're going to kind of other her out the way and grab the blanket?
Yeah. No. But I'm sort of waiting for that. Hopefully she does.
Well, she's got her shawl on. So she's actually pulling her shawl off to wrap around her son.
Yeah. And while that's going on, you look terribly cold, young man. Why not have a glass of warm milk to warm back up? You wee slip of a thing you are.
Also gives you a dark look. she's still not hugely convinced, but it's like, oh. So she kind of...
It's the best thing.
She pushes him towards the kitchen fire, so he can warm up, and then reluctantly, like she's so reluctant, she just reaches out and grabs for the glass of milk. And
hand it over. Yeah.
Gives it to him.
Yeah.
And between shivering, he gulps it down.
Very good. I guess he's still got the doll under his arm, hey?
Oh yeah. Desperate baby.
And now we wait. Make some sort of small talk while we wait. Isn't that better? There you go. Good boy.
Biscuit.
Warm up.
Any of those cakes left?
We didn't get time to lace the biscuits with anything, did we?
We've wasted enough, trust me.
We had to drug everything in the house just in case.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, biscuit, Mama. Can I please have a biscuit? I'm hungry, I'm cold. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. She kind of rubs him with the shawl just to try and take off as much of the moisture as she can.
I'll go on the outside of the fire and I see it's much better in here. Just too cold outside. Just generally trying to get him to relax.
Mm-hmm. Elsa just gives him 2 or 3 biscuits, and he's happy with that. And in about 5 to 10 minutes, you kind of see that tension in his body just start to relax a little bit. Elsa kind of sits him in a chair by the fire, and his chin starts to nod towards his chest, and his eyelids start to flutter closed. He's warming up, he's relaxing. He's an easy target. Are you going to take lollipop from a baby?
I know we technically said.
Have we told Severino the plan yet? We should take him aside.
No.
That never happened.
No, and I said I wouldn't take
And-
it, so I'm just waiting by the
Yeah,
fire.
and Severino promised that he would not take.
Yeah, someone else has
The
to take it and
doll.
give it to me.
So if the child is starting to get sleepy, Agatha will get a blanket and start to tuck it around him and do the kind of tuck push that all parents have done.
The swaddle.
the swaddle where you're kind of like, and I just need you to give me that right now, and here's something else.
You doing the bait and switch?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to get you to roll for it because he's just so. Between the drugs and between the exhaustion and between the fake hypothermia, the kid is out like a light. You barely finish tucking him in, and he's out.
Yeah, very good. So Agatha grabs the doll. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
So now, what do? We all race to our coach and book it.
Who are those strange people in our house?
Or do we leave someone behind to observe him? I mean, maybe it'll make sense to leave the doctor behind to keep an eye or stay nearby in the village and.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was probably gonna tell, I was gonna do his level best, which is not that much, at reassuring the mother that it's all for his good. If anything, he needs to sleep, and that I'm happy to stick around to ensure that he is, he awakes, and is which he will. Didn't mean to make that seem like a.
It's not optional.
And he will when he wakes up, and just be there to make sure he's okay.
Okay. Agatha, since you grabbed the toy, Vigilance roll.
Why did I think you said endurance?
The doll's not headbutting you.
Are you sure now?
Yet.
Not yet, anyway.
Nope. I am not very vigilant.
You are not. Okay. You have the doll in your hand.
Severino is concerned. He's just kind of watching Agatha at this point. He's like, oh, hang on. That's not good. Miss Hartwell, are you okay?
Quite
What do we
fine.
see? Does she see many different to us or no?
No, she's
No.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, but we know the doll's dodgy, so we have reason to be suspicious.
She'll just take out her reticule and shove it in and
Yeah. Minimize contact.
tie the bag.
Pick it up with a towel and sort of chuck it in there. Well, Miss Hartwell, Private Guarini, shall we retire to study this further? I'm assuming private is your rank. Sorry, if you're, Lance Corporal Guarini or something, we can update that.
just Severino is fine, thanks.
Severino. Shall we?
Don't mention the war.
Sorry, were we going home or to the markets?
I think we should take this back to the library first and secure it, and then we
Right.
might visit the markets. Unless we want to split. But I suppose we only have one coach to get back with. So I guess we probably have to at least go back to the train and then hire another coach to go to the market.
I will remind you that the market is one of those itinerant markets that happens once every now and then. It's not an ongoing
So we probably
thing.
need to work that out then, wouldn't we? Yeah, where the next market will be. So yeah, let's retire to the villa and plan from there, and we'll make sure we get details of where we can wire Dr. Bennett in the meantime when we need to stay in touch.
Mhm.
Exchange carrier pigeon details or something.
Yeah, okay. Well, you've got your carriage. It's been sitting there for a few hours by now, so
Yeah, it's okay. I've got the footman on retainer. It's fine.
perfectly fine. And it's late afternoon, actually. So
Yeah.
by the time you jump into the carriage and you take that 10-kilometer carriage ride throughout the landscape of rural Italy, and You finally make it to Mestre, and you can jump on the train from Mestre to Venice, and then you walk back to the villa. By now it's evening. It's getting dark. It's cold. It's damp.
When we get back, I'll try and find Vittorio.
Yeah, he actually opens the door. He kind of senses that you're coming, and he either senses it, or the pixies have clued him in, or something else has clued him in. But he's there, and he opens the door just as you walk up to it. Ah, you're back. Well done.
Yes, you were just the person I wanted to speak to, actually. We have an item of concern, and I was wondering if you had any idea where we could put it for safekeeping for a while. Is there somewhere in the villa we could stash it where people wouldn't accidentally touch it?
The cellar.
Yeah, not bad idea. Okay.
What is it?
It's a strange doll that corrupted a child. Or infected a child? I'm not sure. It had a bad effect on a child, and we don't want other people to touch it until we know more about what it is.
See, Vinny, come with me. And he'll guide you through the villa, into the kitchen, and behind the pantry there's some stairs going down. It's quite a shallow basement. You're crouching down. It's because you're in Italy. They don't really have underground spaces, but you
Especially in
find it.
Venice, I imagine they're probably damp underground spaces.
Yes, there aren't that many of them, but they do exist. So yes, he gets you inside the cellar and say, "Put it over there. No one goes over there. You'll be safe."
I think Miss Hartwell was carrying it, so I just...
Yes. She will just kind of place her reticule on the on the shelf and well then.
Well, now what?
Shall we journey to the library?
Or possibly a hot bath and some tea.
Well,
and then the library.
I guess also it might be good. Do we want to examine the doll for any markings or anything that we might be able to use to research further? So we know what to look up in the library?
That would probably be a good idea.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should do it all together just in case anything untoward happens. Down here in this dank cellar. Make sure we get plenty of light down here.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, if we got an oil lantern or something, and the three of us will bravely take on this doll.
So what does it look like physically? Like, if we kind of just inspect it from...
Okay, so if you give me an investigation, and I'll show you what it looks like.
Okay. No successes for Adelaide. I don't know how the others might do. Oh, it's a frightful looking thing, is it? I don't know if I can bear to look at it.
Hang on, I'm just getting the picture for you.
I already looked at it once and it looked back. So.
Okay. So, the doll, for those who succeeded, which was not Adelaide, it's Severina with 1 success and Agatha with 2 successes.
So I can't see it at all. I'm just like...
No, you can see it. You
hysterical
can see
blindness.
it. There you go.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's quite well sort of crafted with like nice clothes and stuff. It's not...
So that's exactly, Severina, what it is. It's a wooden doll. It's carved out of wood oak. And it's carved really well. Like, this isn't a hack job. This is pretty bloody good stuff. The wood's properly seasoned. It's not cracking as you get with young wood that's carved. And all the cuts and the grooves are cut with such precision, and they're sanded down and pinned and articulated with copper wire so well that the joints are almost seamless. Its costume is linen, and it's really well sewn. Even the boots are leather, and they are beautifully sewn. And the features of the toy are painted as well. And again, they're done very well. There's a beautiful attention to detail, but nothing is over the top or garish. It's just really high quality stuff.
But it's the kind of quality and style that you'd expect from a porcelain doll, a French or an Italian porcelain doll of this period, but it's wooden.
It's wooden. So Agatha,
that makes it odd.
Given you have been a governess for a very long portion of your life, you have had a lot of experience with these sort of things, toys, because your clients are usually well-to-do, so they can walk for the more expensive stuff. So you investigate the doll and you run your hands over it and you're picking it up and you're moving it around, and you kind of notice that the texture of one foot is very slightly different from the other. Like one's one thing and the other one's maybe a little bit crispier, if that makes sense.
Horrible choice
Yes.
of adjective.
I will see if I can remove the little boots.
Yes, you can remove that little boot. So the left foot is charred, which is why it was crispy.
That is better than I was expecting. I was expecting it was bone. But okay.
I wouldn't do that to you. Why would I do that to you? And Severino, as Agatha and Adelaide and yourself are poring over this doll, you kind of just get this little chittering noise at the back of your mind and a giggly little malicious laugh. Just in the back of your mind.
Not comforting at all.
No.
I'll say, in my head, I'll say, can you talk to this thing?
In your head. Sorry, you say that.
Yes.
You're talking to yourself in your head.
Yes.
He has an inside voice. And the other inside voice, guys.
Shame Dr. Bennett's not here to look into that.
I might need his help later.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Is this thing a danger to me?
No, I'm protecting you. It can't harm you.
Thank you. Again, not necessarily comforted.
Agatha, the other thing you notice when you're looking at that crispy little foot, there's some indentations at the sole of the foot. And I use that word very deliberately. And you kind of look at it.
After taking the shoe off, you mean, like?
Yes.
Gross.
How do you do that X card thing?
Yeah, where's the X card? Doll feet. That's my thing.
I don't know why I didn't mention that earlier, but didn't think of
My lines and veils. Yeah.
You look at the foot and you kind of hold it up against the light because you see some striations in the wood that look too linear to be natural. And as you kind of cast it in the light and you get that right balance of light and shadow, you realize that there's almost a hieroglyph carved into the base of that foot. Dare I say, a maker's mark?
Trying to closely examine the rest of the doll underneath its clothes for any other markings.
You strip the doll naked and you frisk it, and no, there's no other markings. It is not anatomically correct. It is a Ken doll.
Was not expecting it to be anatomically correct. But
It'd be a strange development. Take the adventure in a very different direction if you just said, and the doll is hung.
Again, X card, doll genitals, dibs.
Everyone do a fear test.
Got wood.
Yeah, but yeah.
Anyway,
So she will redress the doll.
Yep.
And so the mark on it is engraved. So if we took a rubbing, would it appear?
It's
Or-
really hard because of that wood's really friable. You
Okay.
probably do better just to sketch it.
Yeah. So
Yep.
pencil and paper and draw the little mark.
yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the others in case they, start twitching or acting odd or anything, because I'm just a bit wigged out by this doll.
Adelaide's just sort of standing back with a handkerchief over her mouth and shaking her head. Terrible thing.
Absolutely. So, now, Dr. Bennett, while your compatriots are playing with a doll in the cellar, yeah, it's been several hours. Elsa's been looking after Matteo. She's just clothed him in some dry clothes. He's still fast asleep. And after a while, Alonso brings him up to his bedroom and tucks him into bed. Do you want to just keep an eye on him overnight, or are you happy just to stay in the kitchen?
I would, yeah, I will ask Mr.
Bernardus.
if he is comfortable with me keeping an eye on him, just because I'm not quite sure of the condition in which he'll wake, both physically and mentally. Yeah, if he's okay with that, I probably will. Sit in a dark room, smoking my pipe, watching a child sleep. We're having like a competition to have the weird evening.
Yeah, that's fine. There isn't a fireplace in here, and the room's actually quite small. It's quite cramped, so they've just put you in a chair in a corner, and you've just got room enough for the cot. That is it. It's a tiny little room. But because of the big ovens in the bakehouses next door, it's just radiating right through. So it's quite nice and warm. You might find yourself nodding off here and there. In the meantime, Matteo just sleeps like the dead. So he is peaceful. You can see that, yes, he is pale and he is thin, but you get a sense that he's relaxed finally. And every now and then Elsa will pop in. Is he still sleeping? He has not slept like this in months.
It's good. It's just good. The body's healing can begin now. Yes, I think, made the right call to trust us. I know it wouldn't have been easy.
No, these things are not known. That we don't. I don't. She goes downstairs, and in a few minutes she comes back up and gives you a cup of coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you for looking after my boy.
Of course, it's what I do. It's what we do.
And she'll head back downstairs, and she'll just busy herself in the kitchen. She's not going to bed either.
Yeah. I think, Dr. Bennett would just sort of sit back after that and allow himself to feel just a little bit good about himself for a second there, just like back to helping people. It's been a while, so
Been a few weeks, hasn't it, for you?
yeah. So he'll enjoy that. Yeah.
Good. Enjoy your victory while it lasts. Is there anything else you want to do? Because you're going to stick it out till morning now.
Yeah, I guess I will take a moment to maybe just, you say it's quite a small room, so there's probably not much to be seen in here or to be found in here that's, there's like closets and whatnot.
No.
No, I don't think there's anything else I'm going to do. I'll just wait out until the morning.
The bedroom is very, very rustic. It's bare bones. It's just a trunk and a bed, a bedside table. That is it.
Yeah.
It's really, really basic. Okay, so you settle down as best as you can, not to fall asleep. You've done these watches before.
Yeah.
Many times, especially when you're training as a doctor. So you know how to do it. Still sucks,
Yeah.
but you know how to do it. And we will go back to our trio in the villa in Venice. But I think we'll stop it there, and then we'll come back next session and see what you guys find in your further investigation. So thank you very much. I certainly hope you enjoyed that. That was good.
Good, yeah.
Yeah. So Jim, Sharon, Jared, and Blake, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.